This is the HUD News at 4:30. I'm Caris Wilkes. Good afternoon. The controversy surrounding the removal of the A&E services from Huddersfield Royal Infirmary is raging on, with an NHS boss condemning the plans this week. Tim Brudenell has this report.
The future of Huddersfield A&E remains in critical condition as there has been further outcry over its potential closure. This week, top NHS boss Mike Ramsden joined in the criticism against the plans, claiming that they were inconceivable. Student Union President at Huddersfield University, Mike McGugan, believes that the closure could have wider implications for the town and put people off making the place their home.
It's something what we'd have to put in something like UCAS and perspectives. I think that's important because I think when you're sending your child to university, it's important to know that there's something that I don't think it's something people even consider. So that's a big thing. We've also got a lot of placement students that I worry about. The CCD have assured us that won't be an issue. Take that of what you will. So yeah, we've got some placement students. There's a few other issues with our sports clubs, especially from the union, about the locality of those kind of things. So it will have a knock-on effect.
This debate looks set to rumble on and on, with neither side looking like they want to give in. The plans to close the A&E at this site and move it to Coldsdale has proved to be a controversial one. There's been a massive protest throughout Huddersfield, as well as an online petition which has amassed over 60,000 signatures. Certainly locals here aren't happy about the decision. Campaigns to stop the closure show no sign of subsiding. Mike Forster, chairman of the Hands Off Our HRI campaign, believes that the powers that be need to listen to the opinions of the public.
There has already been massive pressure. So what's happened is that we had a demonstration of 8,000 people in February. The CCG, the Clinical Commissioning Group, called a public meeting in Huddersfield last month at the John Smith Stadium, but they didn't book a room big enough. So there were 700 people locked out of the building who couldn't get access to hear the argument as to why their A&E should close. We've collected over 100,000 signatures. And there is mass resistance to these proposals.
The clinical commissioning groups in charge of these changes argue that they will improve patient safety as well as cutting down costs in the NHS. But campaigning groups are not going to give up without a fight. For now, it is unclear as to whether the A&E will be leaving Huddersfield.
The amount of empty shops in Huddersfield is on the increase. Recent figures have highlighted that the town is suffering from the worst levels of shop vacancies in 7 years. Kirklees is one of the worst areas in the country for barren shop buildings, with almost a fifth of shops in Batley being vacant. This is despite a drop in unused shops nationwide. The famous Grade 2 listed Elland Bridge is being demolished. The bridge, which has stood in the market town for over 200 years, is set to be rebuilt, and it is hoped that it will be available to use by December 2016. It sustained huge damage in the Boxing Day floods last year, which caused widespread disruption on the roads. Future repair work is needed to fix a burst water main that caused disruption in Birkby this week. Temporary traffic lights remain in place today while short-term repair work to the road is undertaken. A lack of water supply forced the closure of 2 schools and left many homes in disarray. The incident took place on Tuesday at the junction of Egerton Road and Blacker Road. The punctuality targets for TransPennine Express, who serve Dewsbury and Huddersfield, showed the worst figures for around 10 years. Only 87% of trains arrived within 10 minutes of their scheduled arrival. The figures have been in decline for the past 4 years, but this is an all-time low for the company. Northern also saw their targets drop by 0.2%. And leader of the Kirklees Conservative Party, Robert Light, has said he is resigning from the role. He is one of only 2 Conservatives on the council and has been in his role since its inception in 1974. The Conservatives will elect a new leadership team on Monday. That's all we have time for. Keep up to date online for the latest news from where you are.